All right, hold on. Wow. I didn't even know how to start this video. I thought Doc Rivers was never going to coach again. Because I thought Doc Rivers' last collapse was on such a mainstream scale that everybody knew he was a fraud. On top of all of his other collapses, I thought everybody, the jig is finally up. Nobody's buying that you're a historic coach and all this stuff because of one championship in 2008. But the Milwaukee Bucks, leave it to them. They have no idea what they're doing. The ownership is clearly making decisions, and we're going to talk about Giannis actually being the GM in a second. They win a championship in 2021. They fire their coach 2 years later. They trade the defensive juggernaut point guard that helped get them there. They fire their new coach before the trade deadline. And now they hire Doc Rivers. Thank you, Milwaukee. It is now solidified, not that we were scared of you in the first place because you traded defense for offense. It is now solidified. The 76ers' only competition in the Eastern Conference is the Boston Celtics. Let's talk about everything. Breaking. Doc Rivers is finalizing an agreement to become the next coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. Sources tell ESPN the Bucks are getting the coach they targeted over the past 24 hours. Now, before we even, let's just talk about this first, okay? Doc Rivers does not get more out of rosters than that roster has. Doc Rivers can only win a championship or get a team to the next level when that team has so much talent on it that they literally probably would have gotten to the next level with no coach at all. The 2008 Boston Celtics, and then collapsed in 2009. The Milwaukee Bucks have an issue with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard not quite gelling currently, and they have a lot of defensive issues. If you're looking for Doc Rivers to come into a situation and fix issues, it's absolutely not going to happen. He came into the Sixers situation and with the Ben Simmons issue and told him not to shoot the ball. It's crazy. But I did predict this though. I want to tell you guys that I'm part of the reason that this happened because the Milwaukee Bucks looked at my Twitter page. Check this out. So I saw the rumor yesterday from Shams that Doc Rivers is a serious candidate to become the Bucks head coach. So I wrote the Bucks an honest letter. And I said, hey, Bucks, this is something you definitely want to do. Doc Rivers is a legendary coach. He is on the level of the greats like Greg Popovich. Doc Rivers is great at developing young players and implementing strategies on the court to get the most out of his stars as well. Most importantly, he's known for his in-game adjustments, and he is a wizard when it comes to adjusting during playoff series. Hire him. They fell. Hook, line, and sinker. You're welcome, Sixers fans. DJ Eastwood single-handedly took out the Milwaukee Bucks. They don't know that this was complete sarcasm. Doc Rivers is not a legendary coach. He is not on the level of Greg Popovich, although he puts himself on that level. He is terrible at developing young players. He's terrible at implementing strategies on the court to get the most out of his stars. And most importantly, he is known for his lack of in-game adjustments. He is the opposite of a wizard when it comes to adjusting during playoff series. He has the most blown playoff leads in NBA history. 3-1 leads, 3-2 leads, every lead there is. Why would the Bucks look at Doc Rivers to fix their issues? This is insane. But I actually think I know why. You see, when the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship in 2021, let me click that off so I don't get copyright. Come on. When they won in 2021, Giannis Antetokounmpo's ego went like this. And just a year later, in August, 2 years later, in August, you can't win a championship every year, Giannis. I think when they won, he thought we're going to win every year. They didn't win 2022. Summer of 2023, he says, I don't know. I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time. And if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. That forced the Milwaukee Bucks to immediately make a move because you have to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo happy, so they trade Jrue Holiday for Damian Lillard and get significantly worse because players are not general managers. But if you're going to treat Giannis like LeBron James and do everything he says, you might be imploding your franchise because he's a great player. He's not LeBron James. Also, remember when Nick Nurse was the best available coaching candidate in the offseason, and he could have taken a job with the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo reportedly didn't want Nick Nurse. League sources say now that despite that the desire to play for Griffin is better described as a determination to play for someone other than Nick Nurse. Nurse was among the candidates that the Bucks had high on their list after a 5-game drubbling by a number 8 seed in the first round of last season's playoffs. But sources say that Antetokounmpo wanted the Bucks to go in a different direction and thus chose champion Griffin. So they let Giannis choose Damian Lillard over Jrue Holiday. They let Giannis pass on Nick Nurse for Adrian Griffin. And then halfway through the season with the coach that Giannis Antetokounmpo hand-selected, Giannis Antetokounmpo reportedly lost faith in Adrian Griffin. So you let Giannis choose Dame, get rid of Jrue. You let Giannis pass on Nick Nurse. You let Giannis essentially hire Adrian Griffin. And now you let Giannis fire Adrian Griffin before the trade deadline. And you end up with Doc Rivers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Bucks are done. Oh, yeah, they are. If I was a Bucks fan right now and I knew anything about NBA basketball and the history of Doc Rivers, I would be irate. Now, a couple more things happened yesterday that could directly affect the Philadelphia 76ers. The Charlotte Hornets are trading Terry Rozier to the Miami Heat for a 2027 first-round pick and Kyle Lowry. So another scoring guard that Daryl Morey clearly passed up on because you could have outbid one first-round pick and Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is expected to end up on the buyout market. One league source suggested the Hornets will probably buy Lowry out of the remainder of his contract, giving the veteran the opportunity to choose his next destination. Kyle Lowry is from Philly. And he was pretty good last year for the Miami Heat in the playoffs. After the year before, not so much, or the year that he was traded. He's just been kind of washed, and he has that nagging hamstring issue, But as another ball handler off the bench, I think that's kind of a no-brainer for the Sixers because they absolutely lack facilitators. And Kyle Lowry can still facilitate, and he can still shoot. When he's healthy, I don't think there's a no to this. I just think, can he stay healthy? You know what I mean? But if you can get him at a vet minimum after a buyout, I say you do that. Now, we're still here. Dejounte Murray almost got traded to the Lakers. He has not yet been traded. Atlanta Hawks solidified asking price for Dejounte Murray is 2 first-round picks and a starting level player. Daryl. Tobias and 2 firsts, man. Tobias and 2 firsts. Dejounte Murray and Tyrese Maxey. Let's do it. Dejounte, Tyrese, and Embiid. Let's do it. Let's get crazy. I don't know if he's going to do it. I don't know if Daryl Morey's going to do anything. If they don't go for a player on the level of a Dejounte Murray, I won't be mad. I think they definitely need another ball handler on the roster. Kyle Lowry might be bought out. And they need help in the rebounding department. Other than that, I really don't think the Sixers need to trade for someone on the level of Dejounte Murray. But I think him and Tyrese Maxey together would be lethal. But again, Daryl Morey might not want to take the ball out of Tyrese Maxey's hands at all. So who knows? Let me know what you think about Sixers, 2 firsts and a starting level player for Dejounte Murray. Let me know what you think on the Kyle Lowry situation. Do you think Kyle Lowry would be a good option as a buyout player for the Sixers coming off the bench? End of his career, he comes home to Philly. Didn't he play for Villanova? I think he did. End of his career, he comes home to Philly to finish it out and wins a couple rings out here. And let me know what you think about the Bucks and the Doc Rivers thing. All right, we out of here.